just as the butterfly silently transforms in its cocoon. Sometimes the most beautiful transformations happen away from prying eyes. Keeping your plans silent doesn't mean hiding your ambitions. It's about preserving the sacred space where your dreams can take root and grow without external influences. In this age of social media and constant sharing, it's become quite common to update everyone about every little thing we're up to. Long ago, when the world was young, humanity possessed the gift of unity with the divine. People understood that there were moments meant only for the heart and the heavens, moments that didn't require an audience or applause. As civilizations evolved, something shifted. The desire to share every achievement, every thought, with the world grew stronger. In the rush to be heard, people started losing touch with the sacredness of moments shared with the divine. They forgot that not every step of the journey needed to be broadcasted. Let's take a moment to consider why there might be wisdom in silence. First off, by keeping your plans to yourself, you're actually protecting your vision. When you share your goals with others, you might receive opinions and feedback that could lead you astray from your original idea. Sometimes, nurturing your plans in private allows them to develop without outside influences. Let's look at Luke chapter 9 verse 21 to 22, where Jesus charges disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. This messianic secret reveals that there's wisdom in revealing certain truths at the right time and to the right people. The concept of Jesus' messianic secret might seem perplexing at first glance. Why would the Savior of humanity, the long-awaited Messiah, choose to keep his true identity hidden? To unravel this enigma, let's turn to Mark chapter 8 verse 29 to 30, where Jesus asks his disciples, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter answers, "You are the Christ." Yet, Jesus commands them not to tell anyone about him. Jesus' ministry was marked by astonishing teachings and miraculous deeds. His healing touch brought hope to the afflicted, and his wisdom resonated with truth. Yet, he often instructed those he helped to remain silent. One reason for the messianic secret lies in timing. Jesus' earthly mission was to fulfill prophecies, teach divine truths, and lay the foundation of faith. Premature revelation of his identity could have stirred political and societal upheaval. In the context of an occupied land, with political tensions and expectations of a triumphant leader, announcing his messianic role openly might have triggered misunderstandings and led to immediate conflict. You must know that not everyone will share your enthusiasm. Sharing your aspirations with others can sometimes lead to encountering negativity and doubt. Protecting your positive energy and avoiding unnecessary discouragement is crucial as you work towards your goals. In Genesis chapter 37 verse 1 to 11, we read that Joseph was the beloved son of Jacob, and he had a unique gift of interpreting dreams. However, he made the mistake of oversharing his dreams with his brothers. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His brothers said to him, "Do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. In this story, Joseph's oversharing of his dreams provoked jealousy and resentment among his brothers. His lack of discretion in revealing his dreams, which seemed to indicate that he would one day hold authority over them, strained their relationship and led to a chain of events that resulted in him being sold into slavery. Joseph's experience underscores the importance of discretion and careful consideration when sharing our plans, dreams, and aspirations. Sharing certain information with the wrong people or at the wrong time can lead to negative consequences. Oversharing can trigger jealousy and resentment in others, especially if our plans or dreams imply that we will achieve something they desire. This can strain relationships and hinder collaboration. Jealousy and envy can sneak in even among well-meaning friends and family. Sharing every detail of your plans might unintentionally trigger these emotions in others. By keeping things private, you're safeguarding your relationships and the positive dynamics within them. Let's talk about preserving a sense of mystery. There's something intriguing and exciting about surprising others with your accomplishments or projects. Maintaining an air of mystery around your pursuits can add an element of anticipation and surprise. Keeping things under wraps helps you maintain focus. When you're not constantly updating others about what you're doing, you can concentrate more on the tasks at hand. The less time you spend explaining and justifying, the more time you have for doing. Sharing too much information about our plans and goals can lead to distractions and opinions that may not align with our purpose. By keeping certain things private, we can stay focused on our path without unnecessary diversions. Unfortunately, not everyone will support our endeavors. Sharing our plans with negative or critical individuals can expose us to unnecessary doubt and criticism. By being selective in what we share, we protect our dreams from potentially harmful influences. Let's turn to Matthew chapter 6 verse 6, where Jesus teaches us about private prayer. He says, "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen." This highlights the intimacy of our connection with God. Some plans are best kept between you and the divine. Having a personal, intimate connection with God is highly valued. Maintaining a sense of privacy about our spiritual journey allows us to nurture that connection without external influences or distractions. Christianity emphasizes humility and modesty. Constantly sharing our accomplishments or plans with others can sometimes be perceived as seeking attention or validation. By keeping certain aspects of our lives private, we demonstrate humility and avoid boasting. Sharing every detail of our lives can sometimes feed our ego and pride. God might encourage us to focus on our intentions and actions rather than seeking approval or admiration from others. This can help us remain grounded and focused on our spiritual growth. God might encourage us to find motivation and validation from within rather than seeking it externally. By keeping our plans private, we are driven by a sense of purpose and personal conviction rather than seeking external approval. Some religious teachings emphasize the importance of trusting in God's plan. By keeping certain plans private, we acknowledge that our ultimate success and outcomes are in God's hands, and we submit to His will rather than relying solely on our own efforts. Silence can help you cultivate intrinsic motivation. When your drive comes from within, rather than seeking external validation, you're more likely to stay committed and passionate about what you're doing. By keeping certain experiences and aspirations private, you nourish the roots of your spiritual growth. Just as the forest thrives in the shelter of silence, your connection with the divine deepens when nurtured away from the world's distractions. In Mark chapter 4 verse 26 to 29, Jesus shares the parable of the growing seed. The seed is sown and grows quietly, without the farmer knowing how it happens. Similarly, some of our endeavors need the nurturing silence to flourish organically. The parable of the growing seed unveils a profound lesson about growth, patience, and the beauty of allowing things to unfold in secret, a concept that resonates deeply in our fast-paced world. A man scatters seed on the ground, and day and night, whether he sleeps or gets up, the seed sprouts and grows. Imagine the anticipation of the farmer who sows the seed with hope and trust. But notice, there's no dramatic event, no immediate transformation. Instead, there's a hidden process, unfolding silently beneath the surface. At the heart of this parable lies the power of patience. The seed doesn't burst forth instantly. It undergoes gradual growth, nourished by sun, soil, and rain. Similarly, some of life's most profound transformations require time. In our world of instant gratification, this parable reminds us that the most meaningful changes often occur in the stillness of time, in moments unseen by others. The parable also illustrates the beauty of nurturing in silence. The farmer doesn't publicly broadcast each sprout and leaf. He trusts the process and allows nature's work to unfold in its own time. Similarly, some endeavors, like personal growth, relationships, or dreams, thrive when we nurture them quietly, free from the pressure of public expectations. Then, in the fullness of time, the parable reveals its climax, the harvest. The farmer reaps the results of patient nurturing. It's a profound reminder that genuine growth isn't always visible until the moment of fruition. Some of life's most transformative processes, whether personal, spiritual, or creative, unfold in the sanctuary of hidden moments. Turning to Proverbs chapter 10 verse 19, it says, "In the multitude of words sin is not lacking, but he who restrains his lips is wise." In a world inundated with constant chatter and noise, the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is timeless. This verse from Proverbs chapter 10 verse 19 serves as a beacon, guiding us toward a path of measured words and profound understanding. Have you ever found yourself caught in a torrent of words? Words, while powerful, can also lead us astray. This verse reminds us that an excess of words can pave the way for careless speech, misunderstandings, and even unwise actions. In a rush of emotions or impulsivity, we may utter words that hurt, deceive, or betray. The multitude of words can sometimes blur the line between truth and falsehood, kindness and cruelty. But here lies the wisdom, the restraint of lips. Just as a tranquil lake reflects the beauty around it, the art of measured speech allows us to reflect genuine thoughts, avoiding the pitfalls of reckless words. Restraint isn't silence. It's choosing our words mindfully. It's about considering the impact of our speech, understanding that words hold the potential to build bridges or create chasms. The verse in Proverbs teaches us that true wisdom lies in knowing when to hold back, to pause, to weigh our words against the scales of truth and compassion. In a world where communication is abundant, the one who exercises restraint stands out as a beacon of wisdom. Just as a master artist knows when to add a brush stroke and when to leave the canvas bare, a wise person knows when to speak and when to remain silent. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey. If you found this exploration resonating with your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, may we find solace in the wisdom of allowing certain things to grow in secret, trusting that their beauty will eventually blossom for all to see.